All right, time now for Consumer Confidential with KTLA 5's David Lazarus.
Good to see you, David. Happy Monday. Let's talk about these layoffs. They continue in the tech sector.
Absolutely. The bloodletting continues primarily in tech. Today, Spotify, the streaming music company, they've announced they're going to lay off 6% of their workforce, or roughly 600 employees. And that's a big blow, obviously, because Spotify, like most tech companies, has been in hyper growth mode since the start of the pandemic. And like all the other businesses that have announced recent layoffs, it says it grew too much while Mean Mr. COVID was around, and now it has to shed some of its weight, especially with economic uncertainty on the horizon, potentially a recession, maybe in the second or third quarter. In fact, all the tech companies have said the same thing. They want to get ahead of any downturn, and so they're laying off thousands of people now. A particular note, I think, is Dawn Ostroff, who oversaw the podcasting side of Spotify's operations. She too is leaving. That might suggest, unless she's being replaced by someone else, that perhaps Spotify is cutting back on costly original content. So that's something to watch here. Overall, tech has shed more than 70,000 jobs in recent weeks. And it looks at this point like it's not so much that they're losing money because they're overstaffed, but rather with a recession potentially on the horizon, these companies want to make sure they are lean and mean by the time we get there. In other words, they're prioritizing shareholders over their employees.
Okay, about 10,000 of those layoffs were made by Microsoft, and they're now making a multi-billion-dollar investment in artificial intelligence.
And this really underlines the point. It's not like Microsoft was losing money when they announced that they had to lay off 10,000 workers last week, because now, today, Microsoft announcing they're going to make a multi-billion-dollar investment in a company called OpenAI. And if you haven't heard of them, maybe you've heard of their key product, which is a chatbot tool called ChatGPT. And if that sounds a little exotic, what that is a software program that is able to mimic interacting with a human. And so this is something that can be used for a variety of purposes, and we've already seen it now being applied to things like writing press releases, or writing news stories, or writing songs, or writing stories. ChatGPT is capable of giving lengthy answers to questions, and it's clearly growing in its usage. Microsoft says they want a multi-billion-dollar stake in this company because they see a real future in it. But now when you think about it, okay, wait a minute. Microsoft is ditching its human employees and putting billions of dollars into a company that effectively makes robots. In this case, the robots are capable of answering questions and giving the impression that you're speaking with or hearing from a human. And that, I think, is a real sign of the times. Obviously, it's still early in the game, but nevertheless, we're seeing a reprioritizing on automation here. And that's not the end of that story. We're going to be seeing more of that going on, plus a lot of concerns about whether ChatGPT can replace journalists and others with its work.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say that.
Don't even put that out in the universe. All right, Americans getting deeper in credit card debt.
Yeah, this is a big story. It's an ongoing story, but it is a cautionary tale, and you should sit up and take notice. A bunch of new studies and reports are out that emphasize something we've been talking about, and that is consumers are increasingly putting their purchases on plastic amid economic uncertainty, and as we've been discussing, a growing number of layoffs. Now we have Bankrate out with a new study saying that 46% of cardholders are now carrying a balance from month to month. That compares with 39% just a year ago. A separate study from NerdWallet finds that the average balance is now running about $7,500. That's up 29% from a year ago. And yet another study is finding that 14 million Americans are carrying balances of $10,000 or more. You stir all that together, and clearly what we're seeing is more and more debt being racked up by consumers, either because they're just having a hard time getting by, living paycheck to paycheck, or they just don't have a source of income anymore, and so they're putting it on plastic. A couple of real important things here. First of all, if we are in fact going into a recession, you don't want to be carrying a huge amount of debt going into that. So it's time to clear the decks a little bit when it comes to your debt. Also, don't hesitate to reach out to a card issuer, and if you're having trouble paying your bills, say, hey, can we work out a payment plan? Many times they will do that. And if that doesn't help you, contact a credit counselor who might be able to point you towards options you weren't aware of, or even negotiate with creditors on your behalf.